What if everything you've been taught about fighting for relationships is wrong? Most people spend their lives chasing approval, begging for attention, explaining their worth, but there's a hidden power in doing the exact opposite. The ancient Stoics discovered a secret weapon that builds unshakable strength. Today, you'll learn 6 profound truths about why your silence becomes your ultimate advantage. This isn't about giving up, it's about leveling up. By the end, you'll understand why the strongest response often requires no words at all. Don't skip any part, because the 4th truth will completely change how you handle disrespect. The first power of silence: it makes your absence felt. When someone expects you to chase, to explain, to beg for their attention, and you don't, something remarkable happens. Your silence becomes louder than any argument. People who took you for granted suddenly notice the empty space you left behind. This isn't a game, it's psychological clarity. The Stoics understood that your energy is precious. Why waste it convincing someone of your value when your mere absence proves it? When you stop feeding a connection with your attention, you force the other person to confront the reality of your departure. They expected drama, explanations, emotional pleas. Instead, they get quiet. And in that quiet, they finally hear what your words couldn't convey. Your dignity doesn't need to shout to be understood. The second power: silence lets you hear your own truth. In the noise of chasing others, we lose connection with ourselves. Your intuition, your deepest knowing, it speaks in whispers. When you're constantly explaining and defending, you drown out that inner voice. But when you choose silence, you create space for wisdom to emerge. Marcus Aurelius wrote about returning to yourself when disturbed by external events. That return happens in the quiet. You start recognizing patterns you missed while busy talking. You see that their inconsistency wasn't confusion, it was choice. You realize your worth wasn't missing, it was just waiting for you to stop seeking external validation. This inner clarity becomes your compass. No longer swayed by others' opinions, you move with purpose, drawn from within. The third power: chasing closure often creates more pain. We believe if we could just have that final conversation, get that explanation, receive that apology, then we could heal. But here's the painful truth. If someone respected you, you wouldn't need to beg for closure. Your peace is the only closure that matters. The desperate pursuit of why often leads us deeper into the maze of their indifference. Each unanswered text, each avoided conversation becomes another cut. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we control: our response, our healing, our forward movement. When you stop seeking answers from those who hurt you, you start finding them within yourself. The real closure isn't understanding why they left. It's understanding why you stayed as long as you did. The fourth power: silence reveals what words conceal. People can perform with words. They can say all the right things while their actions tell a different story. But silence? Silence can't lie. When you stop engaging, you remove the curtain from their performance. Now their true character stands exposed. The person who genuinely cares will bridge the distance. The person who only valued your attention will simply move on. The manipulator will grow frustrated when their tactics no longer work. Your silence becomes the ultimate truth serum. You're no longer interpreting their words, you're observing their patterns. And patterns don't lie. This is Stoic wisdom in action, judging people by their consistent behavior, not their convincing explanations. The fifth power: not explaining yourself, is ultimate confidence. When you feel misunderstood, the instinct is to clarify, to justify, to make them see your perspective. But true confidence rests in the knowledge that your value doesn't require translation. Those meant for you will understand your silence. The need to constantly explain yourself often stems from fear. Fear of being misjudged, fear of losing connection, fear of being seen as something you're not. But consider this. People who quickly misunderstand you were never truly seeking to understand. They were seeking to confirm their own narrative. Your silent detachment communicates a powerful message. I am secure enough in who I am that I don't need your approval to exist. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment with your authentic self. The sixth power, your detachment becomes their lesson. When you walk away without drama, without final words, without explanation, you create a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. In that empty space, the person who took you for granted must now sit with the consequences of their actions. They expected you to fight, to beg, to prove your care. Instead, they encounter your peaceful absence. This silent departure teaches what no argument could, that your presence was a gift, not a given. People learn through absence what they ignored in presence. Your calm detachment demonstrates that you value your peace more than their approval, and this realization, whether they admit it or not, becomes their opportunity for growth. If these truths resonate with you, do this channel a simple favor and like this video. It helps share this wisdom with more people who need to hear it. Your journey toward unshakable inner strength continues with every choice to value your peace over external validation. Remember, your most powerful responses often require no words at all.